Hey guys, this is Coach KP, and today I'm going to talk to you about how, as an empath, we can deal better with people that constantly one up us. Okay, so what I mean by that is when people are not validating our feelings, when they're too busy telling us their story when we are sharing ours. It might be a good or a bad story, but there's so many people that were never taught how to really hold space for another human being. And what it does then is, as overly sensitive people, as empaths, we tend to then feel invalidated and start to kind of really invalidate ourselves and forget at that moment that whatever the person that we are talking with, whatever they're doing is not really a reflection of who we are as a person. As empaths, it's important for us to know that not everybody may feel invalidated the same way as an empath feels invalidated, because empaths are deep feelers, and I'm an empath as well. Perhaps there is a degree of where I fall in the empath spectrum, but I have struggled quite a lot with feeling invalidated in the past, and I still do, to be honest, when it's happening at the spur of the moment. So I have to really sit back and allow myself the room to hold space for me and say that, you know what, it's okay. This person's being invalidating, but that's not their intent, right? We always assume positive intent coming out of the person. I mean, when we start to walk in this path of personal development, there's kind of this tendency to assume that everybody is maybe where we are, or to forget that it's everybody's journey, right? And maybe we see this person as trying to invalidate us, but it's really, and this person's maybe really in their mind trying to help us out, right? And when other empaths listen to us talk, and we haven't really had that connection at the level that we are both empaths, what they may be doing is they may be really having a hard time hearing about our state of mind, so to speak. If it's especially a negative state of mind, maybe it triggers them a certain way, and they're just, by giving us advice, trying to feel better about their own state, because they don't want all of that energy to seep in. Again, the idea is to assume positive intent, and when we can assume positive intent, at least we can acknowledge that we are feeling invalidated. And if our relationship with that person is good enough, maybe we can express that. That would be a great thing to do. It would be a great challenge for us and them to now have that conversation and take this relationship forward. Or if these people have been toxic and we know that there's no way this person's going to turn around, what do? You just walk away, right? That's one of the things that we can do. I mean, we can argue and fight, but is it really in our best interest to do that, right? So again, as empaths, we are deep feelers, and people that are not empaths, they have a really hard time understanding and relating to empaths and the deeper level of feelings that empaths feel. And again, I'm of a mind that many people are more of an empath than they let on. We live in a society where being an empath is kind of frowned upon, right? Feeling deep feelings and really being able to express these deeper feelings is not something we do in the society. We are too busy trying to look well put together, and we have really distanced ourselves from our own emotions. So again, who knows that this person that we are talking to that is coming off especially abrasive is an empath. I mean, they can have layers and layers and layers of social conditioning that they're dealing with, and we may not ever know about what they are going through, what their journey's been, right? So again, when we start to feel invalidated, the biggest thing we can do for ourselves is to validate ourselves and validate those feelings. Say to ourselves that, you know what, I mean, this person may not have understood me completely, but I understand myself, right? I understand why I feel this way and why I'm saying and sharing these things. So it's very important to not recoil. I mean, we can recoil. I mean, I'm all about taking some time out for ourselves, like take a few days off, from all of what's going on. That's fine, but, let's not retreat perpetually, because then that's going to send us into a deeper spiral that, again, we've all been there, not the most fun place to be, right? So let's think about our empathy as something we need to cherish. Necessarily, I mean, some people give people advice to try to educate people around them that we are empaths and, we have certain needs. But again, when we start to tweak the external surroundings, the inner us is still not ready, because there's millions of people, billions of people out there in this planet, and God knows how many people we will interact with tomorrow, 5 minutes from now. And can we educate all of these people? I mean, yes, we can try to educate that one person in our lives, two people in our lives, our family, maybe even our extended family. But how many people are we going to go around educating about the fact that, this is what being an empath means. I am an empath. You might be an empath as well, right? I mean, that's just not our path. Our path is to go inside and figure out, what needs do I need met for me to be content and be happy with myself, right? And again, so many of us have been invalidated in the past, especially growing up for whatever reason, and that again plays a number on what we how amplified our feelings of invalidation is. So maybe there's an inner child work that needs to be done. Maybe there's some release of these memories that needs to happen, whether it's through somatic therapies or going to a therapist, or just writing it down in a journal. Like, just really figure out what is happening at that moment. Where is this interaction taking me in terms of my previous years, right? Where have I experienced this? Which is again triggering these strong emotions of feeling invalidated and feeling really bad. So again, write down in the comment section if you have a specific question, or if you have similar experiences. If you are an empath, how do you deal with these things? How do you deal with the feelings of being invalidated? Again, one last thing I want to say is, just because we are feeling invalidated does not necessarily mean that this person is trying to invalidate us. But at the same time, there are plenty of people that will never change. So it's your call whether you want to continue this relationship or not. Okay? This is Coach KP. Peace.